Hey, what's up everyone? Today we're going to replace touchglass for iPad2. Like, subscribe, comment below what you want to see in future videos. Without further ado, let's start. Let's start to turn on the heat mat. In order to set the heat mat at 78 degrees Celsius, to get the adhesive fully heat saturated and help the screen come off a little bit easier. After a few minutes later, you can feel the heat on the iPad. It is time to start working on it. We use a disassembler, insert it in the side and basically bend back. It cut the adhesive down the edge. Don't work too fast. The biggest part with this is just fatiguing the adhesive and work at getting the adhesive loose. And the thing, if need, you can use 99% isopropyl alcohol or anything like that on these a few times. Then, go ahead and round the corners. About 2 inches from the bottom, on the left-hand side of the unit, we need to recognize that our flex cable for that front touchscreen is in this general location, and, just to the right of the home button, is where our Wi-Fi antenna is adhered to the bottom side of the touchscreen. So when we peel back our front touchscreen, let's be mindful of these two pieces, as to not cause irreversible damage. Alright, now, at this point that you have it opened up, you can rest it on your workbench to keep it lifted up. Carefully to open the touch glass like this, which connected with LCD screen. Make sure we didn't put too much tension on its flex cable and cause damage to it. Notice the LCD and how it's mounted with Phillips screws. Let's remove these screws so that we can free the LCD for removal. Carefully to lift the LCD screen up like this. Now we can see the battery here. Now, what we want to do at this point is, don't remove the LCD, we need remove the screw that is covering the battery. We just want to loosen it. Then place a piece of plastic as a battery isolation tool to cut all the power of iPad. We are going to disconnect the cable from the motherboard. Our LCD cable has a locking socket. It's a metal style lever that needs to be flipped up in a 90-degree fashion. With the lock released, we can now remove the flex cable and lift the LCD completely from iPad. Now we can complete to take off the LCD screen and clear view these connection cable about the touch glass, carefully to disconnect them. Now to the touchscreen connections, we have 2 locking sockets. We need to flip the tabs on and release. Then we can remove the flex cable and remove the touchscreen completely from iPad. Now we can complete to take off the touch glass. I am going to go ahead and clean this up, that way we can have it ready and prepared for our new screen. Let's get started on this. Cool, now we have all of the bulk adhesive removed. So, what you want to do is go ahead and connect your digitizer and your home button flex cable there. In order to assemble the iPad as the LCD screen and touch glass following the video step by step, make sure all screws back on the right place and contact all the cables again. Let's go ahead to pull out our battery isolation tool and reinsert our battery screws. Now at this point we're pretty well set to install everything back in the device, test it and make sure everything's working properly before we seal it up. Alright, it's powered up, so let's try. So we're going to go ahead and check that out and make sure that everything working properly before peeling our adhesive and laying it down. It looks like everything is working fine without get any kind of touch error and home button fells perfect. Time to screw on the rest of screws and put some glue on the edges of iPad. Clean up as clean as possible before put on the touch glass. Now we're going to start peeling off the adhesive backing. We better peeling backing before peeling off the inside of the digitizer protector. It's always a good idea to leave that on until the very end. As long as you haven't seen any type of debris float onto either one of those, you should be good to close it. Check the iPad is working again, then swipe and clean the extra glue and dirt. Perfect. Appreciate your watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and also hit the like button, and don't forget to leave a comment below on what you'd like to see in future videos. See you in the next videos.